Hello everyone and welcome to Daytona 500 qualifying. This will determine the front row for the Daytona 500 and we've already got a car out there. So let me just go over this. I'm going to get the ticker up. There we go. So Landon Hicks first drive around the racetrack, but I should say this now. The top 6 drivers from both Group 1 and Group 2. Now, Group 1 and Group 2 are based the duels. So, Landon Hicks here in 16, like everyone you see in this session will probably be in Duel 1. However, that could change. Let's say if Landon Hicks qualifies second, or anyone from this group qualifies second in the final round, they will be transferred over to Duel 2. And if that does happen where we have one driver, the front row is both from the same group, the highest okay, so let's say 2 drivers like Kelly Lee starts on pole, Landon Hicks starts second. That's just an example. Landon Hicks would go to the second duel, and the third driver, which could be anyone, or the highest Group 2 driver would move into Duel 1. Now, another thing you need to note is Landon Hicks puts the first lap down of 40.9, is that if you do start on the front row and you are a part-time driver or someone who has to race their way in, you'll be locked into the 500, even if you crash or something happens in the duel race. In the duel race, if you retire, you have to start at the back, going to the backup car. So, if you stay in the race, that's fine. You finish the race, that's pretty much all you need to do. As Henry Gore has gone to, just as I say that, the 19 and the 55 have gone up to the top of the board, first and second. And these 2 guys are in a group. So, obviously, Vance Caldwell, the 26, will be in, well, just being knocked out. Chase Marks would now be, and of course Sandy Garrett. It's all changing here, but these 2 guys, first 2 in a Group 2, obviously that will change. Oh, for the top, well, of course it's going to change a lot. So yeah, we've got 12 minutes remaining, plenty of time for these guys. They're catching up to Andy Thomas. And they didn't go to the top of the board, so Henry Gore in the 2 has jumped up to the top. I'm not sure where he is at the moment. There he is. He's a group of 3 with Matt Tuck and Vance Caldwell. And these 2 guys here, the 19, the 55, and the 83, as Garrett Sonora's gone to second. The 83, the 19, the 55, they are 3 drivers who have to race their way in. So that's big, as Matt Tuck just knocked them out, and Matthew Ingram in the 29 has just jumped up to the top in the FedEx car. I saw him before. There he is. He come off a tough race in the shootout after crashing. Another thing I do want to point out while I'm at it, we need to find the 26 car. Oh, 78 is good too. RFW Racing have made a change, as Sending Price gone to second, but they have made a change in terms of their charters. The 78 car will hold the charter after this race, so he'll have to race his way into the 500, but from Atlanta onwards he's locked in. But Vance Caldwell will have to race his way in every race from Atlanta onwards. So the guy on top of the board right now is Zendik Price. What am I saying? He's 6th, sorry. I didn't mean to say on top of the board, I'm an idiot. But yeah, Zendik Price, 6th place at the moment. Okay, no change there. Del 5 moves going up to 9th. 10 minutes remaining, so plenty of time for these guys to improve their laps. But right now, it is Matthew Ingram in the 29. There he is. He's on top of the board. Vance Caldwell, the 26, there he is. He's in second. Jake Rogers, the 98, is in 3rd, Oren is 4th, Henry Gore is 5th, and Annie Thomas would also advance to the final round. That's the top 6 at the moment. We're going forward with the 29 as he is the fastest driver on the racetrack. And the rest of the drivers who will not start on the front row, they'll be determined by their duel result. And I was just saying, Jake Rogers has moved his way up to 2nd place in the 98. I was going to say that. Landon Hicks has gone to the top in the 16, probably because they're gaining on these two cars. Cody Smart and Dawson Miller. Cody Smart has to race his way in. Now these guys, only Andrew Payne has to race his way in to the 500. Tyler Lyman has to race his way into the 500. Della Fave and Zednik Price, they have to race their way into the 500. Chris Maley, he has to race his way into the 500. William Brock, just William Brock will have to race his way into the 500. Oren and the 55 of Manuel Marin, they'll have to race their way into the 500, and then we're back to this. So and at the moment, not one driver in the top 6 has to race their way in. All of these guys out of the top 6 are all locked into the show. So that's big. But of course we've got this 6-car pack that has Andrew Payne, so of course that can change. And Cody Smart for that matter. Might be a bit of improvement here. The tyres are starting to slow the cars down a bit. Got this 5-car pack, this 5-car pack. Chris Maley. This might be good news for Chris Maley. And probably these guys like the 26, he's 4th at the moment. They're going to get a draft on the 30 car, which is good news. Improvement there from those guys. So Hicks, Marks, Thomas, Caldwell, Engelram, and not Hicks, Lucifer Sam. They're all locked in they've advanced to the final round at the moment, but of course things can change. And Zednik Price, just as we say it, goes to 4th place, and that's big. And Sandy Garrett jumps to 6th. And Zednik Price, he has to race his way into the 500. So good news for that team as William Brock jumps to 2nd place. Brandon Bett to 4th. So Price is now on the bubble, and this is going to be a very, very fast pack. Might be some good laps here. Kelly Lee in the 51, Tyler Lyman in the 83. Lyman has to race his way into the 500. No improvement for these guys. That was best. That was Sidor's best lap, but the field is very tight. Nearly 2/10 separates. Well, let's see. Nearly 2/10 separating the top 17 at the moment. No changes inside that top 6 at the moment. They're catching up to Dawson Miller. And Garrett Sonora is coming in. He's locked in, so it should be fine. These guys are now going single file. That might be good news. Good news for Sandy Garrett. Might improve her lap. She is in 8th place at the moment. She's locked into the show, so that's okay. But as you see, just holding back, trying to get a run on the 95, who's just dropped down to the inside. And someone jumped up. Chase Marks jumped up into 2nd, so no one in the top 6 got knocked out. Let's see, 17 car, Sandy Garrett. Might be a next lap she's waiting for. That was not a very good lap, probably because of the start of it. Getting a massive run. We're up now on the back of the 95. Jonathan King defending Daytona 500 champion. I believe he started 4th last season. Kelly Lee is coming in. That's going to kill a lot of these guys' laps, particularly Sandy Garrett, who I think would have had a very good lap there, but it didn't happen. Now these two guys, Payne 14th, Smart 19th, and Smart just got his best lap, so Smart's car doesn't seem too good at the moment. Henry Gore in the 2, Landon Hicks in the 16. So 3 Fords and 2 Dodges in this group. Dan Park is on his own. Andy Thomas just jumped to the top of the board in the 36. Jared Orr and Manuel Marin make their way into the top 3. That might be it for Andy Thomas. She'll probably advance on with that time, I would assume. Of course, things can change, as I've already said, but this is going to be a huge pack here. I'm expecting the 55 to... Engelram to the top of the board, 29. Marin to 2nd. Andy Thomas goes back to 3rd. Jake Rogers now up to 4th place. Jared Oren and Landon Hicks. That's the top 6. And Matthew Engelram has gone under the 38. How about that? That's a good lap. A very good lap from Matthew Engelram. So this pack is huge. We're going to focus on this pack for sure. At the line, let's see anyone jumping up into that top 6. No, not yet. So let's see here. Out of the top 6, 2 of those drivers will have to race their way in. Jared Oren and Manuel Marin, the 55 and the 19 on the inside lane. In this pack, there's also Chris Maley and William Brock, who will also have to race their way in. The rest of these guys are already locked in. Sammy Gore, I think, just jumped up in the top 10. Could be wrong. So the next car these guys are going to catch up on is Kelly Lee, who's just coming off the pit road. Someone on lap time. Let's see. 40.8, 38.6. These guys are going to catch up to the 51 big time here. They're going to really catch up on her. Let's see here. Less than 2 minutes to go in this session. No improvements as of yet. Just going to hold them back just a little bit. They're nearly 4 wide. Calm down, guys. He comes up, blocks the inside lane. William Brock got a run on the outside. And he clears. Next up, Lucifer Sam. There's also this group of 6. Catching up to Garrett Sinor, who's 21st at the moment, but he should be okay. Then Nick Price, he needs to race his way in. So does Tyler Lyman and David Delafave. So big for these guys. No improvements. Less than a minute to go. And Matthew Engelram in the 29 is going to win this session, I think. Whoa, and Cyrus McGee. Not sure what that was all about. Just gone to the apron just a little bit, so something's up with the 21. He's locked in, no worries. He's coming onto the pit road, so something happened to the 21. That was really weird. Let's see, any improvements? I doubt it. I doubt it at this point. They're not going to catch up to this group. There's also this group, Chase Marks and Landon Hicks, 6th and 7th. Marks just barely missing out. Landon Hicks in 6th place. 6,000ths of a second. And Garrett Sinor and Dave Delafave just jumped up into 9th and 10th, but even with those positions, it's not going to be enough for them to get in. Right now, William Brock, these guys are split up. Something happened. Lucifer Sam, I think, came in. Let's see. William Brock on his own. So that's, might be trying something here. This will be interesting. Take a look at Brandon Bennett. Where is he right now? He's 11th place, just outside the top 10. He's getting a massive run here. Kelly Lee's doing the same thing. Annie Thomas, Jake Rogers, Oren, Engelgram, Marin. They're all in at the moment. Chris Malley 25th. That's not going to be good enough for him. Might be a bit of improvement on this lap. Let's see. Top 6. Nope, that's it. It is over. Well, how about that? So, it is done. Let's see. There it goes. Matthew Engelram, Manuel Marin, Jake Rogers, Annie Thomas, Gerard Oren, and Landon Hicks will advance to the final round. Chase Marks missed out by, not by much at all, really, in the end. About 100th of a second. Not much. So tough break for Chase there, but he's locked in. Guys that will now have to rely on the duel: David Delafave, William Brock, Tyler Lyman, Andrew Payne, Zednick Price, Cody Smart, let's see here, and Chris Maley. So those are the guys that will have to race their way in via the duels. But for Manuel Marin and Gerard Oren, they've still got a shot, as they will advance to the final round of qualifying. So anyways, congratulations to those 6. We'll see them in the final round. And here is Group 2. So here we go again. Group 2. This is the field for Duel 2. And this should be interesting. We have 2 drivers who have to race their way in, making it to the final round. So it'll make things very interesting for sure. So anyways, the first car coming out looks like that's Patrick Schamberger in the 88 car. So we're going to follow with him. He's locked into the show, so good news for him. Reagan Whitlock also locked into the show in the 94. Roger Ray the same in the 99. These are the first 3 guys out on the racetrack. So see if anyone can get into the 38s, because Matthew Engelram did it, so I don't see why these guys can't. Bit different conditions though. Zach Ryan, he has to race his way in, I believe. I could be wrong. Colin Driver definitely has to race his way in. Simon Nichols in the 24, he's good to go. He's locked in. That is Julius Anderson, I think. Yes, in the 89. He'll have to race his way in. Grayson Nakavetta will have to race his way in. Bruno DeBarris is locked in. Eli Bright is locked in. The shootout winner. James Kinghart also locked in. Aiden Shepard is locked in. Season 1 Daytona 500 champion Tyson Gifford, he has to race his way in the 71. Josh Crash the same. John Andrews, he's locked in to the show. Caleb Campbell, the 39, he has to race his way in. Jackson Lynn, he's locked in. Jack Pawkins is locked in the 04. And next up, Richard Fridge, he has to race his way in the 25 car. Hedge Alonso is locked in. And Patrick Schamberger puts down a 42 flat to begin with. Nathan Stapleton is locked in the 92. Reagan Whitlock jumps to the top of the board in 94. With teammate Roger Ray in second. John Sheets is locked in. Tristan Allen is locked in. The 91, Julio Caesar's locked in. Matthew Skipper has to race his way in. Dominic Anthony, he's locked in. Isaac Nichols is locked in. And those are the only 2 guys that are not out there at the moment. So, and the 40 is just getting off. So, yeah, this should be good. And Patrick Schamberger jumps to second. But it's his teammate Simon Nichols on top of the board with a 45 flat. He's just got bettered by Reagan Whitlock. So not fully flat, 40.9. Yeah, but just got bettered by Reagan Whitlock in the 94. So his times will obviously get better throughout the session. Caleb Campbell in the 39, he has to race his way in. In the 39, wherever he is, he's in a good position right now. And Grayson Acevedo just jumped to the top of the board in the 97 car. 3 wins in the Detroit series back in the day, but really has never run a cup car. And right now, 3rd position, because Reagan Whitlock just jumped to the top of 39.8 already. So we're already under the 40s. Josh Crash has gone to 2nd place. In the number 15, there he is. He's got Zach Ryan and Tristan Allen. And Caleb Campbell and his teammates just jumped to 2nd place. Eli Bright is 4th. Grayson Acevedo and Julius Caesar, just as Caesar gets knocked out. Jack Hawkins has jumped up to 3rd place. And he gets knocked back to 7th. Richard Fridge has gone to the top of the board at 27. So these group of cars here are looking very quick. All 4 of them are in the top 5. The only one splitting that is Hergel Alonso, who is not that far off. Matthew Skipper has jumped up to 3rd place. He has to race his way in, obviously, as I've already said. And Simon Nichols, he's locked in. Caleb Campbell and Colin Driver, they also have to race their way in. So right now, 5 drivers. Never mind, because that just changed again. Grayson Acevedo in the 40 car. Not the 40. 97. The 40 also jumped up to 2nd, I should say. And this keeps changing. So, 43, 97, 25. They will have to race their way in the 40, 37, and 94. They're all locked in. So, very good lap times by some of these guys. A 39.1, not as quick as Matthew Engelram, who got a 37.9, I believe. Might have been lower than that. Can't really remember. But yeah, group of 6. This group of 4 is looking very good. Hergel Alonso is getting a massive run of these guys because he's just jumped up to 3rd place in the 37 car. Look at that. 222, 227, 5 miles an hour difference, and you can tell by it. Take a look at that speed from the 37. And Hergel Alonso really, he's had the best qualifying average in the 500. 4th in season 1 or 3rd, I can't really remember, and 3rd. No, it was 4th in season 1, 3rd in season 2. And he improves his lap time, not by much, 39.437, enough to put him in 3rd place. As James Kinghart has just jumped up in the 61 to 4th place. Reagan Whitlock on the bubble. See 2 of the NS Racing cars here. Roger Ray and Nathan Stapleton, the 2 rookies, the 2 full-time rookies. Caleb Campbell and Colin Driver and Matthew Skipper have jumped up. All 3 of those guys have to race their way in. How about that? But right now, the 97 of Grayson Acevedo, his time will not be bettered right now. A 39.124. Nearly 2/10 quicker. I haven't seen it. There's not many times in the Audi Cup Series where you have about 2/10 difference between drivers. It is usually very, very close, and I'm not saying this isn't very close, but this is a big gap from 1st to 2nd in this series. It's really neat, I think, personally. So obviously no change there for these guys. A couple guys on pit road: Tristan Allen, Josh Crash, John Sheets, Eli Bright. Someone else just came in. That's Isaac Nichols, the 48, who won Duel 1 back in season 1. The other driver who won a dual race back in that season, if I can get to him, is this guy, Reagan Whitlock, in the 94. There were no duels last season. So yeah, those two guys are the only two drivers that have won duel races. As Reagan Whitlock comes in now, the 94, he is at 9th place. Richard Fridge is back there. There's James Kinghart. Looks like Roger Ray's peeling off here. There's your Season 1 Daytona 500 champion, Tyson Gifford, looking to make the show for his own team this season. 7 races for the 71. Brayson Collins will drive the rest of them. So all the stricter plate super speedway, drafty super speedways, I suppose, and the road courses. So 7 races, because there are 3 different tracks for drafting super speedways. Obviously 2 Daytona races, 2 Talladega races, and Armory Digital. And then there's Canadian Tire and Watkins Glen. The rest of the races will be run by Brayson Collins. Of course, however, if the 71 of Tyson Gifford gets a win, and he'll be locked into the All-Stars in that 71 car. So it doesn't matter if he's not scheduled on for Charlotte, he'll be locked in. However, of course, if Brayson Collins also gets a win, then Brayson will be locked in, because he's the one that's scheduled down for the All-Star weekend. There's John Sheets in the 72, brother of Emerson. And if you did not watch Season 1, Emerson Sheets had a pretty tough season, but he did finish 2nd in the Daytona 500 in those colours, in the Menards Knauf car. So John Sheets locked into the show, so it doesn't matter what he does here. I don't know why I said it like that, but yeah, he's locked into the show, and currently no help, 26th. That's nearly last place. He's got his teammate Tyson Gifford catching up. Tristan Allen 24th. Not really what I expected from him. You usually see him do very well. 39 just got a massive run there. This group is 6, and they're catching up to Allen. Let's see how this works out. Zach Ryan has to race his way in. Simon Nichols jumped up to 9th place. Obviously, not enough to put him into that final round. We've got less than 5 minutes to go, nearly less than 4 minutes to go. Ooh, let's see how this plays out. Oh, splitting the middle there. The outside lane got a massive run. Well, Zach Ryan did. Simon Nichols pulling out of it in 24. See what kind of lap time the 33 gets. 15th, that was his best lap, and 39.676 is Reagan Whitlock they're catching up to. Nichols goes back underneath. Let's see if there are any other packs out there. So just mainly ones. This is the biggest pack, okay. So we're going to follow with these guys, as this is the biggest pack in the session at the moment. So Reagan Whitlock, see how he plays into this lap. So they are going to catch up to him. Ryan getting a run on the outside. And they jumped up. John Andrews to 3rd place in the 35. Julio Caesar to 4th place. And Caleb Campbell did improve his lap, but fell back to 5th place. So that puts Angel Alonso on the bubble. This might be one of the few seasons. Well, I mean, he's got the dual race as well, so whatever. He might not. Tristan Allen as well. He jumped up to 7th place, and I just realised that. Josh Crash, Isaac Nichols. So most of these guys up here, from 3rd to 9th place, are all in this pack. This group of 3. So this is definitely the pack I think we should follow. Dominic Anthony getting back out there. There's this group of 3. King Hart, Simon Nichols coming back in. So this guy's currently on the bubble, the 37. There's the leader, but I don't think anyone's going to get by him. Matthew Skipper, he needs to find someone fast. Richard Fringe, needs to get into a big pack fast. Eli Bright, he's okay, because he's going to be locked in anyway. Nathan Stapleton, he's locked in. Colin Driver's on the pit road, he's 10th place. And we go back to this pack. So good lap from John Andrews. Season 1, he finished 3rd in the championship, driving the 38 car. Doing a good job at the moment. In 3rd place, Julius Caesar in the 91. Looks like they've sorted out their issues at that team, as Caesar had an issue in the shootout, and that pretty much forced him out of contention. He did do a good job. I mean, you say he got lucky with the caution, but he still did a good job to move his way back up to 13th in only 3 laps. Now this is a group of 4 now, because James Kinghart and then Nathan Stapleton. So this is going to be a big group here, being led by Zach Ryan, who might push his teammate out. Now these guys are going to get a massive run here. 229 miles per hour. Wow. This is going to be a good lap, I think. A very good lap. Follow these guys. 33. Looks like Caesar might be coming in. Oh no, I thought they were coming in. Or he was anyway. Let's follow the 33. Let's see what kind of lap time he gets. Any improvement? Yes, to 2nd for Zach Ryan. A 39.244. Reagan Whitlock in a 4th. Isaac Nichols in a 5th. And Julius Caesar falls back to 6th. And that pushed 2 of the Mally Motorsport cars out, but Zach Ryan, who needs to race his way in, is now in 2nd place. And we're nearly out of time. That might be it. That might have been the session right there. Improvement might be a little bit of an improvement. Tristan Allen, 2nd in the 12 car. Nichols jumps up to 4th in the 48. John Andrews and Dominic Anthony's now on the bubble. So Andrews, he's locked in. Anthony's locked in. Caleb Campbell got knocked out and he's not locked in. He did prove his lap time. He proved his way up to 7th. This is the last chance to make the final round. Let's see. Who improves? Who doesn't? No change whatsoever. So that is it. It is done. How about Grayson Acevedo? In the 97, he will advance to the final round along with Tristan Allen, Zach Ryan, Isaac Nichols, John Andrews and Dominic Anthony. Anthony looking for his 2nd Daytona 500 pole, as he won it back in season 1. Tyson Gifford in the 71, his car hasn't been really that good by the looks of it, as he's finished fairly far down the field in both the testing and now this, so not good. He's the only driver above the 40s, so tough break for the 71. But yeah, the top 6 you see there will advance to the final round to race for a front row start. And for Zach Ryan, Zach Ryan and Grayson Acevedo, for those 2 guys, it's big, because those 2 guys have to race their way in. If they start on the pole, if they start on the front row, I should say, they are locked in to the Daytona 500. They don't need to worry about the duels. So, yeah, we'll see you guys for that final round. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the final round of Daytona 500 qualifying. 12 drivers have made it past the first round in their respective groups, and they will race for a front row seat in the Daytona 500. And for part-time drivers like our first driver Jared Oren, they'll be locked into the Daytona 500 no matter what happens in the dual race. So it's big for Jared Oren. He's one of them. Zach Ryan in the 33, he also has to race his way in. Jake Rogers, he's locked in the number 98. Tristan Allen's there. No one else has come out just yet. Maybe planning there. These two guys are coming out together. Dominic Anthony and Landon Hicks. Dominic Anthony, Season 1 Daytona 500 pole sitter. Tristan Allen following. Grayson Acevedo as well. Not going to get out in front of Jared Oren. These two guys might. They might have played this well. They will. So, these two guys have played it out really well. And these two guys as well, there's Annie Thomas, 36. Zach Ryan and Isaac Nichols are probably going to get together. Those two guys are going to get together. And these two guys are already together. So these two guys have played it out really well here. And actually might have spelled bad news for Jared Oren. Because he might actually not be able to catch up to them. Look how far in front of them they are. So yeah, these two might have played it a little too well. Because of course, there's these two guys. The 33 and the 48 are way too far in front of each other. So I think it's going to be one of these groups of two. That will be the Daytona 500 pole sitter. Zach Ryan currently on top of the board. These two guys are going to be very quick. Jake Rogers up to the top of the board, the 98th. A 40.928. Let's see what these two get. They should jump to the top. And they will. A 40.1 and a 40.2. Massive gaps. Grayson Acevedo and Tristan Allen, 40.3s, both of them. And a couple drivers have not posted a lap. (35, 29, 36, 55). The only drivers that haven't put in a lap. And Jake Rogers has found Annie Thomas, and he has jumped to the top of the board with a 39.99 flat. And Dominic Anthony's jumped up to second place, but these two guys might be catching up on John Andrews. Might be catching up to John Andrews. So, the front row right now. Jake Rogers and Isaac Nichols just jumped to the top. Nichols, Engelram, Manuel Marin, a group of three. So they've gone to the top of the board. Nichols a 39.33 flat and Engelram a 39.666. No improvement there from the 98. These two guys, can they improve? No, they cannot. And obviously, it's a shortened session. If you haven't seen it already, let's see what these guys can do. Allen to 5th, Acevedo to 6th, but that's not enough of them. Manuel Marin to the top of the board, a 39.227, and that pushes Matthew Engelram off the front row. This is big for Manuel Marin. If he stays where he is, or starts second, if he stays second, he will be locked into the Daytona 500. So this is big for Manuel Marin. But let's see here. Of course, things can change. Nichols in second. And Matthew Engelram also a part of this group. It's going to be one of these three guys. Marin, Nichols, and Engelram, nothing changed except their times. And they're catching up to these two guys, but I don't think they're going to have enough time, actually. See if they have another round. If not, then Manuel Marin's going to be locked in. Do they have enough time? They have enough time. They have enough time for 2 more laps. Engelram ducking low. He might have played it well here in that 29 car. Marin holding back. Might be a smart play from him as well. Engelram to the top. Nichols second. Marin falls back to 3rd. They've got 1 more lap. Manuel Marin's getting a massive run here in the 55 car. We're going to follow with the 55. This is their last lap. Right here. Marin ducking low, trying to make it 3 wide. That might not have been the smartest decision. Let's see how it plays out. Can Marin make the 500? No! He doesn't! Matthew Ingram's going to start on pole for the Daytona 500. Isaac Nichols will start second. Oh my goodness. I thought Manuel Marin had it. I really did. But it didn't happen. Engelram and Nichols must have improved their laps as well. So Matthew Engelram in the 29 will start on pole for Cooper Motorsports, and Isaac Nichols in his first race back in the series as a full-time driver, he will start alongside him, and Manuel Marin will have to make his way into the 500 via the duels. If he did not make it 3 wide, I think he would have made it. But who knows? He didn't make it. Jake Rogers, he ended up 4th. Dominic Anthony, Grayson Acevedo, Landon Hicks, Tristan Allen, Annie Thomas, John Andrews, Zach Ryan, and Gerard Oren. That was the field, but of course, from 3rd to 12th, nothing really matters there. But Matthew Engelram and Isaac Nichols, they will be on the front row for the 500, unless of course they crash. Then, then everyone would move up a spot. So yeah, congratulations to Matthew Engelram and Isaac Nichols, as they will start on the front row. Matthew Engelram, congratulations to him on being the Daytona 500 pole sitter for Season 3. And we'll see you next time for duel numbers 1 and 2, or for both duels, so we'll see you then.